Welcome to Newsline Media TV. I'm Peter John, and today we have a pleasure because we are joined by a man who knows to stand firm in the life storm situation. It's another, a thinker, and also a voice of resilience, Zachary Kabera. He has written a book, The Unshaken, which shows people how to get out of life situation and find their north. So, welcome to our studio today.
Thank you, Peter.
We have pleasure for you to be here. I want, in a brief way, to tell us more about you. Very short.
Okay. So, my name is Zachary Kabera. I'm a PhD student in leadership and organizational management. I'm a lecturer. I'm a husband. I'm a father, and actually a grandfather. And I'm a business consultant, and also in leadership, I do consult. I think briefly that is about me. Thank you.
So, being an author, how do you feel?
Wow, that's a good question. I think the first day that I received this book in this form, I know I've never been a mother, but at least I've been a father. I think the first day I received this book, I felt like the way a father receives the first baby. You know, I was so excited. I felt satisfied. I felt a fulfillment in life, you know? The excitement of I've received something that would impact. I have also poured out my heart in this book. So the feeling was overwhelming.
Okay, and if you are taken back in time and you are told to pick one page out of the 300 pages in this book, which page could it be and why?
Maybe I may not point out the page number, but the page that talks about, you know, that you need to learn from the mistakes, from hardship. That chapter really excites me, because at the end of the day, there's so many mistakes I've made in life. And so many hardships I've faced in life. That makes me actually now to reflect and actually to rebuild. Not only that, to also think of, can I impact out of that, whatever I've learned? I think that really excites me. So in this chapter, of course, whatever I've done here, I'm excited about whatever I've written, because they are all lessons that I've learned in life.
Okay. So guys, we had not started our interview, but today we will be talking about the education, how the printing, the traditional print publication and digital publication, it's from tradition to digital, and how has it affected the education system in Kenya? Remember, we had the 844, but now we have the CBC curriculum. So why did you choose to publish The Unshaken in this format?
Because traditionally, I'm not really sure that we have really changed. Probably Gen Zs, they are not really reading the print. But I think there is a population, especially of my age and those who are behind us, and even those who are before us, they are still going for this. That's why we have bookstores and the bookshelves. So at the end of the day, you don't want to rule out that. If anything, what I would say, I'm actually a digital immigrant. That's what I admit. I don't want to say that I'm digital. I'm not. No. And the only space I can actually operate in happens to be that. Because when I come to you, I'm sure you'll take me to your space.
Sure.
And of course, I'm not a very quick learner, so you can always forgive me. So for now, and because we also want to create a culture of reading, because this is where the knowledge is, where we have wealth. That is where I want to put it like this. When I have it like this, I'm so sure if you bought this book one day, You may be bored, but you'll pick the book
Mm-hmm.
and then you read it.
Now, in CBC, kids now are making, they are learning by using bottle tops to make learning materials.
Yes.
You have seen in TV how parents are complaining. It's now that does this bother you? Could others now start writing a book telling how to make a tasty book using materials?
Wow. Like Peter, I think you're asking me very hard questions. By the way, in fact, one of the challenges I have is how do we make, in fact, my fear, today I was talking to a marketer, and one of my fears is how if we put it in e-platform, will it get out of hand? That is one. Number two, when you talk about CBC, will they find this book of use? I don't know. However, I'm trying to think about the so many people, including the disabled, like those who cannot see, the brailles, the users of brailles. There are those who can't hear. So at the end of the day, I'm actually now trying to venture or to explore how do we reach all this. So the CBC, sincerely, they have not trained us on how to handle them. By the way, you people happens to be in the 844
system.
Sphere. I happen to be the other system.
Yeah.
There was a system that was before 844, which was actually 7, 4, 2, then 3. That's where I belong. In other words, we did standard 7. Then after that, we did the Kenya Certificate of Education, which was Form 4. Then after that, we did Kenya Advanced Certificate of Education, which was Form 6. 2 years. Before we went to the university for 3 years.
Oh.
That is the system I belong to. So you can imagine now CBC is, now that it is for my grandchildren, I'm also trusting God that I will learn what they are doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you were talking, you have said e-books. Now there is a race of e-books and audio books.
Yes.
Does this worry you, does it fade away the traditional publication whereby we used to print books for learners to read, to memorize, and now we are talking about seeing what is being done and you doing. It's not about memorizing.
Yeah.
Do you think these e-books and audios are making the traditional publication of books fade away?
They may not fade away right away, because even when you're talking of the CBC, number one, we are still printing books for them.
Yeah.
Okay? So even if it is, I know one day we are going to have a paperless kind of operation. One day. But before then, I'm sure we will have done several books. So for now, not worried. However, my fear is, because there are some crafty people, you have to, first of all, to observe and make sure that probably, we might not have foolproof. But if I went straight to ebook, probably there are some people who have done some ebooks and they have not benefited from them. There are others who have done audio, they have not benefited from them. I don't want to mention somebody, but I know somebody who did a very, very powerful book in this country, but they never benefited from it. Because, unfortunately, because of our culture, and especially where people lack ethics, they will crack it, and from there the guy lost everything.
Yeah. Writing this book, did you come across challenges?
I think writing the book, first of all, let me talk about the writing journey. For me, it was very therapeutic. One, because I was able to revisit some of the issues I had gone through. So initially it was a challenge, but then I realized it's therapeutic, and it brought a lot of healing. You go through an issue. That is why I'm sharing it with you with a lot of ease.
Yeah.
You know, I can talk about the death of my daughter. I can talk about the death of my spouse, with some ease, even the death of my father. So it became a bit, not a bit, it became very therapeutic. Number two, the challenge we have is the publication itself. Because you're really wondering, who do I go to?
Yeah. Because
like the major, the big publishers, they don't want to see self-publishing. Okay. The other day I visited one of the e-platform spaces, and what they told me, as for what they want, is impossible, is just to get the manuscript. Then from there they publish for you. After that they will be giving you what we call book royalties. So in other words, what they're saying is they are taking your rights, then after that they will just be giving you some peanuts. So at the end of the day, they are not very happy because you're competing in their space. So that is a challenge. By God's grace, I met a publisher who is handling the self-publishers, and he worked with me. He is called Sorano. You'll see him there. Sorano Publications Limited. And Andrew Maina, he held my hand until we were able to launch this book. That is how I was able to overcome some of the challenges that people who want to publish go through. And that is why I'm here. At least we have a book.
Talking about writing,
yes.
You know you have gone through a lot in life.
Yeah.
Those challenges which are very painful to you, while you are remembering, there is this situation which happened in my life, I need to write it down. Emotions start flowing. Did you reach a point you said, why am I even bothering writing when I'm struggling with the emotions I'm remembering about awful events happened in my life? Can I stop writing it?
This is one thing I did. Actually, there were those days I would take a pen, write something. I think those days I was doing my tears. And write. Then after that, I get to a place, I stop. When I came to write this book, I actually went into a sabbatical. A sabbatical is a forced leave. That was a forced leave. Because, I was not teaching, I was not doing any work, and I was seated there. Then all of a sudden, the clarity of what I should write came.
Yeah.
And what dropped in my mind is actually, don't write about what you have gone through. Write about the lessons you have learned. And that one became very clear, very powerful in my heart. And the good thing is that when I went to the computer, it free you. It flowed kabisa until I found that, oh man, I have the book. The book title came. Actually, what you see and what you're holding, this was very clear from when I started writing, that even the book will look like this. By the time I was actually going to the designer, in fact, he was very happy. He's a young man like you. He told me, I have done several books, but people struggle with the kind of a book, but the outlook. But for you, you are very clear. I was very clear, this is what I want.
Yeah.
So basically, I was talking about the clarity of the mind. So by the time I sat down in that sabbatical, it was very easy. For your information, the writing of this book, though it may have been born or birthed somewhere about 10 or so years back, but the writing itself, actually I did it from September all the way to December.
Last year?
Yeah.
Well,
I had an idea of what I
talking about the outer look, I'm saying, I think it's Clocam life ways. Can you explain to us what does it?
This? Yeah. What is this?
What does it mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a compass. Compass. You call it compass, campus, depending on which school you went.
Compass.
So some of us we never went to group of schools. Yeah, we come from that village. So I'm still a village boy. So this is a compass. A compass is the one that shows direction.
Yeah.
And a compass always will point to the north. And remember, the book is actually Unshaken, Finding Your True North Through Life's Trials.
Yeah.
So a compass always will tell you this is north. You turn it like this, it will still tell you this is north. It doesn't matter how you force it. So the moment you try to move it like this, it will still tell you no, this way. So in life, you have a true north. And that true north happens to be that purpose that God created for you. You know, you came into this world, but you face challenges, you will face rejection, you face joblessness, you face all kinds of troubles. They are trying to move you from your true north. But your true north still points that this is what you came for. So sometimes you want, maybe for you who is now in the journalism space, maybe you want to sell cars because somebody told you that in vehicles you get money, or you want to sell land, or whatever you want to do. Or maybe you want to keep a nyamachoma place. But at the end of the day, in your heart, you know that is not what brought me here.
Sure.
That is the true north. And that's what I'm saying. Troubles and hardships, sometimes they want to keep you away from what you came to do. When I lost my spouse, I thought, wait a moment, so what? And sometimes you feel like, should I give up? But the moment you realize, no, I have a true north, you say, that is it. Dust myself, move on. By the way, I remarried, so I'm happily married.
You have a wife now?
Not because I didn't love my first wife. No, I have another wife. Because at the end of the day, you dust yourself, serve your purpose, and that is it. And because I have to impact the generations.
Yeah. Now we are in a digital world where things are upcoming digital. We have this upcoming generation, which is Alpha.
Yes.
You know, everything will be about electronic. It's a book, it's about electronic. It's about, you just have a web whereby you are going, you find the script written, you read. Does this affect the author's targeted audience? For example, an author wants to reach the unlearned people who are yet to exposed in technology, but now we are in that digital world. You are writing your book, nobody gonna buy it. Will it affect the targeted audience of this author?
I believe it will. And the only thing we can do, we can only do with what we have. And we should not be afraid of the e-platforms. We should not be afraid of you people migrating us to your space. No, we have to do it. If we don't do it, we are going to be left out. And the moment we are left out, that one means something else. I want this book actually to go to Amazon. Okay?
Yeah.
And we have to work out that. Because at the end of the day, we should not leave anybody behind. The message that is in this book should actually even go to those who require the audio. Yeah? So, because the young people are going through challenges, the old people are going through challenges. So for those who can have the print, why not? For those who can have the e-platform, why not? The audio, again. So at the end of the day, it might not be, by the way, it should profit me, but at the end of the day, the target population is very, very important. If they're impacted, so be it. So
in the future, can you make this your book, now which is in a traditional publication, that is in a paper form, be in an e-form, that is in a e-paper?
That's what I'm saying. That's where we headed. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think within a very short period, we wanted to go that way.
Wow.
I'm trusting that we'll be protected, not lose everything. And that's my belief, and I'm okay.
Wow. Yes. So, in your life, you are a lecturer at, I think, Mount Kenya University. Do you have a section whereby you have a guidance and counseling section whereby you advise young people, young boys and girls, you know, they are going a lot in this real life now. Do you have that short section whereby you counsel them?
Yes. Actually, because, you know, when you're hanging out with the young men, like I do in class and in the university, at any one time, of course, within the 3 hours, you can't just be oozing out notes and all that. So what I do, for me, I usually call it a commercial break, whereby I talk issues and the issues concerning life,
yeah.
and I'm trying to advise them. Because if I was only to talk about the technical notes, at the end of the day, I'm not sure that I would have impacted them. But I like talking about, I'm teaching young men and women like you. And I know what they are going through because I've been a young man. Though I may look very old, I'm not that old. I know what they have been going through. If anything, I happen to have some in the house. So at the end of the day, I'm able to have a commercial break where we talk about real life issues and we ventilate them. Some of these young men, they have approached me and say, I want you to become a mentor, my mentor. And I'm working with them and I'm so happy. When we were doing the book launch, I invited them and they came and I was very happy. And they were also very happy. And not purposely not to buy the book, but even to impact them, even on this undertaking, so that I'm able to plant in them that there is much more. Whatever the experience you are going through now, you can document them, and those experiences, you can put them into a book, and you will help those people who are going to come after you.
Yeah. And we have young boys and girls who are there, who are now trying to get in that space of writing books, becoming an author, and they are facing challenges of finance. They don't know, I've written my script and I don't know where to take it. I don't have the editor who I'm taking to, who will help me do the editing part. I don't have that money which I can pay. What can you tell Imora?
I'll tell them that is why we have gone through, whatever we have gone through. Number two, we are willing to handhold them. I'm now in touch with publishers, and I'm sure when I handhold them, is taking them through the process and make sure that their minds are put into a form of a book. We will do it. The money should, when you put money before anything, it's like putting the cart before the horse. So don't put money or resources before what you want to do. Rather have the idea. When you have that idea is the seed. And when the seed is planted, at the end of the day, what it is going to do, it will also produce bread. So let not the issue of lack of resources hinder you. Come to us, and then from there we take the idea to the next height.
All right. Okay, you know, we can talk and talk and talk. And stay here talking. So our last question, if a person reads The Unshaken and feels he is still lost in life, what one thing could you tell him which is not in this book?
Which is not in this book?
I
will tell him, you fall, you rise. After rising, you will fall again.
You will fall?
I've said you fall, you rise. But after rising, you still fall again. So make sure you rise again. Okay?
Not giving up.
Don't give up. In other words, don't give up. It may be hard, but don't you give up.
Wow. Thank you. So our viewers, you have heard. While you are down, you rise, you fall again. Make sure you rise again up, because life is about situation, rising, falling, and also rising again. So our viewers, it was nice to interact with Mr. Zachary here, who is another a writer, a lecturer at the University of Mount Kenya, who has passed us through its book, that is The Unshaken. What does it mean? Remember, go look for this book. I think it's in online. You can get a short summary about it. You read and I know you will get a solution for your challenge. So it was nice to have you. Until next time. We love you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter.
Are you ready to kickstart your creativity career in the media world? At NewsLine Media Agency, we give you an opportunity to bridge your creative ideas and bring them into the real world, working on real growth with real projects and mentors. Our programs are guided by industry experts, sharpening your skills to bring out the creativity in your mind. Join our team, working on exciting projects and gain skills that stands out in this fast-paced media industry. Applications are now open. Visit our website at www.newsline.co.ke or call us on 0720 933350. Or you can visit our offices located at Thika Town Zuhura building opposite Coconut Grill Hotel. NewsLine Media Agency, your home for all media attachments.